Since Doom Eternal's release, people have been arguing about which Doom is better, 2016 or Eternal. Some people have been saying that 2016 is better than Eternal, only because of the story or the art style or even the cutscenes. Conversely, people say that Eternal is better than 2016 on account of the combat, speed, and better plot. In this video, I'm going to break down the difference between the two and dissect different people's opinions, then finally my opinion on it. So without further ado, I present the difference between Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. After the disappointment of Doom 3 released in 2004 and the announcement of Doom 2016 and 2014, people had a cautious hope for it, as they weren't sure if it would keep Doom's legacy or continue with another flop. On release, people started to see that Bethesda wasn't going to let another Doom 3 happen again. Doom 2016 was praised for its huge variety in guns and different combat styles, letting people play however they wanted. You want to stay far away and shoot from afar? Mobile turret/siege mode. Want to get up close and personal? Super shotgun/stun bomb. Unlike Eternal, this was an insanely new thing for Doom, so it enabled people to immediately fall in love. Even disregarding the combat, the story was easy to follow and fun for anyone, whether you play the old Dooms or not. Even looking past that, there were a huge amount of Easter eggs that made people feel special if they found out on accident. And it was a gentle nudge reminding people that this was the same game their parents were playing back in 1993. Doom 2016 succeeded with this by adding the classic maps, adding a whole other layer of love and appreciation for the old games. Bethesda knew that people loved the old Doom, and they knew how to win people over using that. After doing some very intense research, I found that people like Doom 2016 progression in difficulty, new guns, and new demons more than Eternal. In 2016, you get the final gun in the game, the BFG 9000 in Lazarus Labs, the 9th level. In Doom Eternal, you get the final gun in the game, once again the BFG 9000, in Marscore, the 7th level. Although this contradicts my point, the rate in which you get new guns in Doom 2016 is way faster than Eternal, with the addition of being able to get some guns early with secrets, something that Doom Eternal doesn't have. With covering the majority of why people think Doom 2016 more, let's continue on to why some people think Doom Eternal is better. With the announcement of Doom Eternal, people knew what to expect, no longer having the fear of another Doom 3 being released. On release, people loved it even more for its high-paced, action-packed combat style, with a relatively good plot. But after a while, people started to compare with Doom 2016. For starters, Eternal seemed a bit too similar with the old games, not on the combat aspect of the game, but in the exploration and story of it. In Doom 2016, when you find a gun, it's usually placed naturally on the ground or in the arms of a dead personnel. In Eternal, the guns you find are coated in a neon green while they float and spin above the ground, like a Minecraft item. Additionally, there are not many first-person cutscenes, most of them taking place in the third person. However, in Doom 2016, every single cutscene takes place in the first person, never taking away from the immersion of you being the Slayer. What I'm getting at is all of these reasons make Doom Eternal more arcadic, dissimilar to Doom 2016. Disregarding all of this, Doom Eternal is better in combat, making it even more versatile in different combat styles than Doom 2016. The mechanic known as quick switching really played into the fast-paced game, including the Blood Punch, Dash, and Flame Belch/Ice Bomb. Doom Eternal was intended with being fast-paced and hastily from the start. One of the main tips from the devs of the game themselves, which is mentioned multiple times, is never stop moving. Although Doom 2016 passes Doom Eternal on Easter eggs and legacy to the older games, Doom Eternal still has its fair share of Easter eggs, with Easter eggs ranging from Quake to Commander Keen to Markiplier. The Ancient Gods Part 1 and 2 are a whole different thing, some parts of them not even feeling like a Doom game. Even with all this evidence stacked against Doom Eternal, it still holds one thing over Doom 2016 that little to no other games could ever reach. This thing being game design. With levels like Urdak, Super Gornest, and Final Sin, Doom Eternal is leagues ahead of any other Doom game, mastering the ability to morph gameplay into the level of design. After doing some more very intense research, I've found that people who prefer Doom Eternal over Doom 2016 find that it's more intense and drives into the idea that the Slayer is the only thing they fear. The Slayer being the ultimate demon-slaying machine that has no end. When you play Eternal, it makes you really feel like a powerful, godlike character that can conquer the most impossible circumstances. And one of the final pieces of evidence stacking against Doom 2016 is that Doom Eternal has more demons. The Pain Elemental, Arachnotron, and technically the Archvile are classic demons that were not featured in Doom 2016, but are in Doom Eternal, along with new demons like the Carcass, Dread Knight, and Whiplash. With all this being said, let's move on to the final part of this video, being my own opinion. I definitely feel like Eternal is more arcadic in a sense that it's less story driven than Doom 2016, and more combat driven. If I had to choose, I'd play Eternal longer than Doom 2016, only because I find it more harder to master all of the weapons and their mods, especially with the additional quick switching. I personally play on console, so my opinion will be a little more skewed than the average PC Doom player. Doom 2016 is definitely better story-wise, with better immersion and making you feel like you are the Slayer. So with this video, my final conclusion, I would prefer Doom 2016 over Eternal. I'd still play Eternal more. Only for the fact that it's just a funner game to play. But as a game in its whole, I choose Doom 2016. So there you have it, the broken down difference between the two games, other people's opinions, and finally, my opinion. This has been the difference between Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. Thank you for watching. This is my first time making this type of video, or any video including my voice. This project was done on my HyperX headset and CapCut, which is very time consuming. I have something bigger planned for a later date, but for now, thank you for watching, once again, and this has been a Relishing Relish production.